are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say, we collect as much as we can carry.
A common reward, frustratingly so.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind, I thought you might like this, so I picked it up. Here you go. At last! The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.
Saved. Thank you, Arisa.
Unless my eyes deceive me, there's something down there. Tis about time we pressed on, wouldn't you say, Master? Ooh, I can't wait to find out what's inside. Look, Master! Goblins!
We cannot be too careful.
Naught compares to the thrill of victory. One cannot help but feel indomitable. Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement.
This has no bearing on our current conversation, but might I say, without a mage among our ranks, we've no one to heal us in times of need.
We may only be able to carry so many curatives with us at a time. but they can serve just as well.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Oh, that was a sight to behold. Let us see what you're made of.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! Might await us on the road ahead.
Master, 'twould be prudent to rid yourself of any excess items.
Let's see. What can we do without?
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow your lead and prioritize support. Are you fit to travel? Then let's...
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
The distance is too great. Most impressive, Master.
Keep on like that. Done soon enough. Resounding success. Aha! That looks a likely path, doesn't it? But how are we to reach it?
We may have overlooked something. Let us examine the area more thoroughly.
a good feeling about this one. Ah, a material. Useful things, these.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises. I don't know about you, Master, but I'm worn out. Mightn't we have a rest before pressing on? There's ought to be found there.
We've got goblins! A fine display of skill. fantastic find. This is why I shall never tire of our adventures.
Ho ho! I'd not have thought we'd find one here.
The thrill of discovery never gets old. Huh. I'll have to remember to tell my own mum. About this.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use. I shall be proud to serve you, Arisen.
What's this? We're trapped. Fie! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all places.
Cyclops! Oh, pray, be on your guard. I've just had a thought. Why don't we make this on somehow?
No doubt. Catch our foes unawares. Would seem our foe is unbalanced.
Let us finish this! Bring the fiend down!
The moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this.
Seems we've worn out our bow. Will not find a better moment. Seize the brute's arm and bring it crashing down. Could I trouble you to assist me?
I must admit that it feels wonderful to strike true.
You must spare no effort against this foe, lest we suck on bitter defeat.
You have my gratitude, sir. Should seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another Force Arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this, as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, You are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. Well now, the road's blocked. A powerful current ought to set this rock to crumbling, if we could summon one. What does that sound? Fall back! Ah, here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
Let me be the one to collect it.
I see a ladder yonder, but we can't reach it from here. We'll have to get up there and drop it down.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
I say we collect as much as we can carry.
Our first time here. Be vigilant. We do not yet know what to expect.
I only hope we do not stumble into any traps.
Then I shall remain by your side.
Goblins! What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
Goblins, Master! Now he's late before it is too late.
Perhaps you'd like to take care of the remainder. Not a bad idea. You are mighty indeed, Arisen.
Seems we drove them off. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermont. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melv, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermont's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous council, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead, a mere puppet. However, with Your Majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in a tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion, and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait.
We found a chest. But I wouldn't get too excited if I were you. You won't always find what you hope for.
So you say, but I'll wager you're just as curious as the rest of us.
My knees have been acting up of late.
There's a ladder here.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Business has been better, but I shan't complain.
Any one of these fine pieces. Looking for a craftsman?
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
If you refer to changes in the military's makeup, I've heard the same.
'Twould seem the Queen Regent has made significant alterations to the chain of command.
Welcome to Bjorn's, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price... Let's just remember, misers die. early deaths. Many thanks. I appreciate the business.
Our packs are heavier, and our purses far lighter.
These were necessary expenses, mind. No use clinging to every last coin.
I've all manner of arms for sale. Come, have yourself a look.
No shame in letting down your hair now.
There'll be a few heavy curses about.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality. There's trade to be had in times both fair and you know where to find me.
What could yon chest be hiding? I must know.
Not all chests contain treasure, you know.
Greetings. Well, here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say, have you found any of the items we discussed? Forgive me, but I'm afraid we are not accepting registration for warriors or sorcerers at this time. You see, as we currently have no archer staves or great swords on hand, we are unable, and we cannot simply purchase more, as the delivery of arms intended for the local armory and other. So regrettably, I cannot assist you, unless you were to pick. Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Certain vocations are. Let me see. What else can I tell you of our guild? Methinks Roderick will be able to tell. He runs the local armory. May fortune smile upon you, sir.
Where ought we to begin our search?
These writings could be of import.
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
Hoi, friend. Fair warning. Goblins are behind these ox cart raids. I've sensed from the tell of it. Their lair lies somewhere along the western road. Pray do be careful. If aught were to go awry, 'twould weigh heavily on my heart. Losing my wares for good would make me sore. But no sack of gold can compare to a fellow life, eh?
Look, Master, a treasure chest. We shall have to find a way to reach it.
This isn't much to go on.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. I just thought to call for you. 'Tis not a matter for prying ears. Pray.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares.
Well met, sir. Gotta be somewhere to make some good coffee.
Pour out his eyes.
The rules at your
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your Majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. It would be a fine opportunity to display your Majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your Majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your Majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Disa demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit, and many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, He now sits in a cell beneath the palace. Our laws dictate that Your Majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldor will be willing to vouch for Your Majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in arranging the magistrate's release? I've prepared a means for you to enter the palace dungeons. Pray, take this. This mission demands the utmost secrecy. Prithee, be cautious. Should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
The absolute nerve!
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim, the citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales that have seen significant trouble of late. The first is Trevo Mine, to the northwest. We've had reports of goblins swarming in great numbers. Next is Half Village, west of Vernworth. I believe soldiers have already been dispatched to cull an infestation of saurians there. Finally, there is a call for someone to locate a group of soldiers tasked with delivering freight. They were last seen crossing the second bridge on the eastern edge of Vermont.
'Tis our duty to bring the beast.
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to you will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Deez's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels for now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Over here!